For decades, the highway to space was a sluggish, highly bureaucratic domain. It was ruled by governments and defense contractors building massive, single-use rockets that were discarded in the ocean after every mission. By 2026, the era of the government monopoly has evaporated. Orbit is now a commercial market, and a single private corporation holds the keys. SpaceX is launching rockets at a frequency that laps the combined efforts of every other nation on Earth. By 2024, they were sending a mission up roughly every 6 days, dwarfing the flight schedules of entire sovereign countries. To reach this scale, private investors poured $11.9 billion into the company. Now they are preparing for a mid-2026 IPO. An IPO, or initial public offering, is the first time a private company sells stock to the general public on the open market. This public offering follows an all-stock acquisition of the artificial intelligence firm xAI. xAI is an AI development company also founded by Elon Musk that has now been integrated as a SpaceX subsidiary. That move pushed their valuation to a staggering $1.25 trillion. We are now in a reality where one private entity controls the primary access point to low Earth orbit. That bottleneck makes international governments and rival investors extremely nervous. SpaceX has achieved absolute orbital hegemony. To prevent a permanent lockout, a massive global resistance is quietly building a counterattack. The foundation of that counterattack relies on the reusability imperative. Recovering and reflying the first stage of a rocket completely shatters the astronomical cost per kilogram barrier of traditional spaceflight. The industry knows this economic model works because SpaceX has successfully landed and reflown their Falcon 9 boosters more than 450 times. Their next vehicle, the 400-foot-tall Starship, scales that concept up to carry over 100 tons of payload at a fraction of the historical cost. The rest of the aerospace industry has done the math. To survive in this market, any new rocket must be reusable. Private capital is flooding into companies replicating this model. Stoke Space recently secured an $860 million Series D, nearly as large as Firefly Aerospace's entire public listing. Looking at capital velocity, launch vehicle startups absorb funding 2 to 4 times faster than orbital servicing companies. Replicating the SpaceX model is the base requirement for staying in the market. Without reusable hardware, any new launch company is obsolete before it reaches the pad. Venture capital is only half the resistance. The most aggressive challengers are backed by the resources of global superpowers. In China, the commercial entity Landspace is developing the Zhuke-3, a 2-stage reusable vehicle heavily inspired by the Starship design. This comparison reveals strict technical convergence. Both vehicles use stainless steel hulls and run on methalox, liquid methane, and liquid oxygen. Landspace has already completed static engine firings and VTVL tests, vertical takeoff and vertical landing, where a prototype hovered over 200 seconds. There is still a reality gap. In its recoverable mode, the Zhuke-3 can deliver 8,000 kilograms to orbit. That capacity is closer to an older Falcon 9 than the massive Starship. But their current payload capacity is missing the point. China is methodically building a reusable fleet to rival the Falcon family and achieve total parity with NASA. The race to reach orbit is being won. The next battle is over the cheapest, most efficient infrastructure to actually operate in space. SpaceX is already looking past the launch pad. They are planning to deploy space-based AI data centers, bypassing the massive power and cooling constraints of facilities built on the ground. To support this, they launched the Terafab project, a joint venture to construct terawatt-scale semiconductor manufacturing facilities, bringing their entire hardware supply chain in-house. This level of vertical integration is staggering. But they are no longer operating in a vacuum. The original SpaceX blueprint, reusable boosters, methane fuel, and rapid iteration, has essentially become the standard for the rest of the planet. With billions in venture capital and national programs successfully cloning the Starship architecture, the era of a single orbital monopoly is closing. The next decade of space exploration will be a high-stakes commercial dogfight.